Hello and welcome to Rev Sports. It's India versus New Zealand. This is the game we've all been waiting for. Everyone now is saying that India's Champions Trophy campaign truly starts now against one of the best sides in the Champions Trophy. But Shomek is joining us from Dubai. Vaibhav Tripathi and Bharat Ramraj will also join us. We'll bring you all the visuals from Dubai as well. But Shomek, heading into this match, lots of questions. Will Varun Chakravarty make his place in the team? Will Rohit Sharma play? Will if Rohit Sharma doesn't play, will Rishabh Pant open the innings, or will it be KL Rahul and Rishabh Pant will go down the order? So many questions, so many things to think about. Mohammad Shami as well. But if I ask you one change that you're expecting, that you think is a sure shot change, what would you say?
Garge, before going to the team composition, I would like to tell you about the atmosphere. It's a Sunday, it's a holiday, and rather the atmosphere, rather the lack of it. Basically, there is no atmosphere as of now. Um, absolutely, basically, absolutely no build up. Um, as I was coming out of the stadium, because we cannot do this live from the stadium compound, I had to go out, and this stands are still very much empty. India just the players just entered the field. They will start their warm up. Um, the roller was the roller was on, but absolutely very maybe gradually going ahead we'll see some crowd, but there is absolutely no buzz as of now as far as this game is concerned. Going to the
That's
team
actually,
composition.
yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, please carry on.
No, I'm saying that's actually quite interesting, because this is the match that everyone was looking forward to. Ever since, even before the Champions Trophy had begun, everyone knew that Bangladesh and Pakistan would not pose that big of a threat, and really, it's New Zealand that we have to look forward to. And the fact that you're saying that not a lot of people have shown up yet, I think that's interesting. But yes, go ahead on the team composition now.
See, I don't think too many changes. Uh, if the biggest probability is that Shami is being rested and Arshdeep Singh coming. I don't see Rohit Sharma sitting out. I don't see maybe Varun Chakravarty will he play in place of Jadeja. That is also a possibility. We are about an hour away from the toss, and it would be clear at the toss. But from my perspective, whatever we have watched in the nets, back-to-back games today and the day after is the big game semi-final, and it could well be Australia. Both South Africa and Australia are here. They don't know. The I mean the lineup hasn't been finalized yet. So this game will finalize the group toppers and the runner-up of this Group A. So from that point of view, both Australia and South Africa are here. They have qualified for the semi-final, and keeping keeping in mind that it's just a day off. It's just a turnaround is very quick. The turnaround time is very short. I expect Shami to be rested. Let's see what happens going ahead.
Vaibhav Tripathi also joins us. Vaibhav, the streets look very, very dull. What's going on in Dubai? What's happening? There's no
See, as
buzz.
expected, no buzz, no real buzz, no real fans. As we said, there will not be a lot of fans. Into the stadium. I'm expecting at least because it's a Sunday, it's a weekend. So I think half of the stadium will be filled, but it's not. It will not be filled to the full capacity. Because as you can see, this is the only route through which fans can enter inside the stadium, and not a lot of fans. Again, it's because everybody knows that both teams are through to the semi-finals. Both will be playing the semi-finals. It's not a knockout for the game, and because also one point I have to bring in, because I was talking to a lot of fans yesterday as well. Before that as well, see the ticket pricing is something that people are worried about. It starts from 250 AD or something like that. So they said during the Asia Cup it wasn't that expensive. Now it's very expensive. That is one of the reasons why people are not coming into the games like this, where you have stakes are not high. It's just that whoever wins will play Australia Whoever wins this game will play Australia, and whoever loses will play South Africa. That's it. Both teams have made it to the semis. Not a lot at stake, so that's why fans are, maybe saving their money for the semi final.
Well, if some of the fans want to talk, do not hesitate to ask them to join the show. But Shomik, now you say that you are expecting Mohammad Shami to be rested for this game. You said that it's not inconsequential, unlike what everyone else is saying that this match is inconsequential, but it does make a difference, doesn't it? And a lot of people are asking an update on Rohit. You said yesterday as well that he might not play, right? That's what you said. You and Rohit
No,
had
no,
conflicting views on this.
no. I never said he might not play. I always maintained the fact that Rohit Sharma, even if he is not 100%, even if he is not 100%, if he is 90%, 95%, he will play. Given that usually the captain doesn't sit out especially in a Champions Trophy game, and Rohit Sharma needs batting time out there in the middle. He is getting into the group. He is still not in his top fettle, so he needs batting time before the knockouts out there in the middle. As far as fielding is concerned, he felt his hamstring a bit against Pakistan, but then again, I mean the on Friday, during India's practice session, he batted for an hour at the nets, and see, he will be fielding. He will not be fielding in the outfield, so there will not be much running around, and he knows how to manage his injuries. So I don't see Rohit Sharma sitting out. In fact, if it happens, if it happens, I would be very surprised. I'm not completely ruling it out because it is the I don't have the properties of a fly who can sit on the wall to listen to the conversations at the team meeting. But I mean, I once again I'd be very surprised if Rohit sits out. I cannot tell you about whether he has started warming up because I have come out of the stadium. But once again, Rohit sitting out is unlikely.
All right. Well, it seems like there's some issues with uh, Vaibhav and Bharat's internet because they're unable to join us. Of course, jammers outside of the stadium, that must be causing a lot of
Could be.
trouble for them. या नंद किशोर सिन्हा आ जाएंगे हिंदी में भी। अभी जैसे रोहित ने कल भी कहा था कि अभी कुछ शेड्यूल नहीं है हमारा हिंदी हिंदी चैनल का, अभी कुछ सेट टाइमिंग नहीं है और मैं इंग्लिश में भी बिजी रहती हूँ, तो इट विल बी it will be better if when Rohit comes back and we have a set schedule, then I'll come back and join Hindi. But Shomik, now on to Varun Chakravarty, which is one of the most talked about replacements that we're talking about. Fans want to see Varun Chakravarty in the slow and sluggish fields of Dubai. What are your thoughts?
See, New Zealand batting has, I mean, they're among their specialist batsmen. They have four left-handers. So you ideally you want someone who can take the ball away from those left-handers. So therein therein comes the possibility of playing Varun Chakravarty or Washington Sundar. If we go back to the series against England, the ODI series that presented the Champions Trophy, the first game, Jadeja, Kuldeep, and Akshar played. In the second game, Kuldeep was rested and Varun made his ODI debut in place of him. In the third game, Varun once again didn't get a game. Jadeja too was rested and Washington Sundar played. Now, Gautam Gambhir, the head coach, has a mind of his own and he likes to rotate. Whether, I mean, he will take a horses for horses measure to play Varun Chakravarty or Washington Sundar. We will have to see. But it would be like horses for horses, a spinner taking the ball away from the left-handers, and which would be very logical. Then again, at the same time, you won't like to upset you the team composition or the rhythm, because come the semi-final, once again you expect Jadeja, Akshar, and Kuldeep to play. Kuldeep is gradually getting into a nice rhythm. His second spell against Pakistan was excellent, top class. So Kuldeep it would be a mistake to rest Kuldeep because he has come from an injury layoff and he is getting into the rhythm. And at the mid zone, he told us that sometimes it takes about 6 months to hit the right rhythm coming from an injury layoff. So from that point of view, you Akshar, you cannot sit him out because he is a very vital player in this format. Apart from his left arm spin, he is a floater in the batting lineup. So Jadeja, can he be rested? Yes, it is a possibility. We'll have to see.
Pro SOS is saying something. ODI will survive. It is a cash cow for ICC and broadcaster. It generates more ad revenues. World Cup 2020. But do people really watch ODI cricket as much as they watch T20s or an IPL? I don't think so. I don't think it's a cash cow. What do you think?
Cash cow is the T20. T20 is international cricket's cash cow. All the boards, all even before the Champions Trophy, you saw India and England played 5 T20Is and just 3 ODIs. T20Is are the cash cow. That T20Is bring money to the coffers of the cricket boards. One day cricket
Okay, I think there's an issue with Shomik's internet as well, which is something that always happens on match days. Okay, you're back.
Yeah. So the thing is that one day cricket is neither here nor there. So from World Cup to World Cup, because the host broadcasters have invested a lot, I think sort of 4.3 billion for the current cycle for all the world events. Now in the next cycle, I think there would be a serious rethink. And in terms of broadcast rights revenue, there could be a dip also, especially this. See the 50 over cricket, the ICC events, one of the biggest attractions is the India versus Pakistan game, which is the reason the host broadcaster puts in a clause, specific clause, that there has to be an India versus Pakistan game at every ICC event. Now the way Pakistan is slipping and this rivalry is losing its shin. So from that point of view, it will have to be a one day cricket is heading for a tough time. One day cricket, very few people watch. It sort of become boring in the sense it is following a very, very cliched pattern. And some changes, like Sachin Tendulkar suggested, I think ICC should mull on that. Like just one ball, not two new balls, because in that case you'll once again bring the spinners and reverse swing into play, and certain alterations are required in terms of power play, in terms of field setting. Certain alterations are required, but still I don't see one day cricket because another fact, you have to keep in mind another issue, that the next Olympics cricket is there, and that is in the T20 format. So that will trigger a further boom of the shortest format. So test cricket will always be there. It is the connoisseur's delight. It is like it is like listening to Mozart or Beethoven. Like, and then you have the hip hop, which is the T20, which is T20 cricket. In between there is one day cricket, and it at the moment it is falling by the wayside.
Yep. Boria Mujumdar is also joining us. Boria, quite interestingly, there's no crowd.
No
It's
crowd.
completely empty.
Shumik, you go around the whole stadium from one gallery to the other and explore every possible seating options and tell Bharat to do the same. Shumik, cricket का सर्वनाश हो गया भाई.
But this is interesting because everyone was talking about India, New Zealand, India, New
So
Zealand.
clearly, Shumik, clearly on a serious note,
Sunday.
India Pakistan sells. That is the only game that sells. Possibly an India Afghanistan might sell. If New Zealand isn't selling, will Australia sell? Or even South Africa
Austra-
sell? Maybe not.
I don't think South Africa will sell, but Australia, the aura the team carries, maybe Australia will sell a bit more uh, than India versus New Zealand or India versus South Africa. But then again, in this part of the world, it's India versus Pakistan, and I mean the vibe, the local vibe. As soon as the India-Pakistan match was over, the Champions Trophy has lost its sheen, especially with uh, especially with Pakistan out of the tournament. Pakistan out of the tournament, Champions Trophy has lost its sheen. But then again, if you want to see quality cricket, New Zealand is the go-to team for you because this is one team who are good at every condition and they are a serious team. So if you see from a Canadian's point of view, from a cricket lover's point of view, this is the game you would like to watch.
Yeah, Shomik, but the point is you don't want to watch in, I mean, how many purists? Because clearly the number of purists are going down by the day. Otherwise, people would have gone and watched. I mean, India, New Zealand, think of the kind of competition we have seen in the recent past. Even the Test series, New Zealand beat us at home, and from there on, our WTC campaign went downhill. So, if there is any match which can now get the billing of a real contest, it is this one. And yet, there are no people. Now, you might still say to me that it's 1 hour and 10 minutes left for the game. There will be some people who will come in. But
And
I'm actually worried. I'm worried for the world game, at least this particular format. That in Australia we saw tremendous crowds for Test cricket. In England, one knows that the summer Test series is already sold out. So Australia and England will tick the box as far as Test match cricket is concerned. T20 India will tick the box. But what about this particular format? So are we staring down the barrel as far as ODI 50 over cricket is concerned? Shomik Snehashish also joins us. We'll go to him in a bit.
I was telling exactly the same thing to Gargi a few minutes ago. The fact of the matter is that I think one day cricket in its present form will die its natural death. Maybe we'll see from World Cup to World Cup, but I don't know. In the next right cycle, also, the broadcaster might not be interested to cough up a lot. I mean, a hell lot of money. In the sense, another factor is that see, Test cricket, as I was telling Gargi, Test cricket will always have a niche audience. It is like listening to Mozart or Beethoven, and you'll always have an audience for that. Then you have T20 cricket, and T20 cricket will be played at the Olympics also, and that will see a further boom for the shortest format. In caught in between is is this 50 over format, which is neither here nor there, and it is sort of boring from fans' perspective. It is sort of boring from fans' perspective. So one day cricket, if they want to, maybe change it to a 40 over per side game. Maybe change the Sachin Tendulkar has proposed just one ball for an ODI. Maybe think about that. You need to bring on certain changes. You need to bring on certain changes. One day cricket in its present form cannot survive.
Shumik, 3 points here before I ask Gargi and Snehashish. One, she made the point to me just now while you were speaking that maybe Ramadan, maybe that's why one of the reasons that people will come in the evening. Number two, possibly Sunday. Then maybe once the day progresses, holiday, kind of relax this thing. Also, somebody just wrote there. Who's that? Shanto TB, he's writing, it's a dead rubber. Is it a combination of all of these? Dead rubber, Sunday, Ramadan, that crowd has not turned up yet and will kind of build as the day progresses, Shomik?
Absolutely. And if the build up, I mean, if suppose even on a Sunday and even during the Ramadan, if this game were between India and Pakistan, the build up would have been different. The atmosphere would have been different.
Correct.
As, be- as because it's a day drummer, obviously. And see, all with all due respect to the New Zealand cricket team, and they are a great cricket team, but they don't boast of stars. People, common people, come to watch stars or they fall for rivalry. India Pakistan have the India versus Pakistan game has the rivalry. Rather, Australian team has stars. So from that point of view, this team, this team is, I mean, New Zealand come to every tournament with an attitude of Johnny come lately. But they have the habit to punch above their weight. the biggest attribute of the New Zealand team is they are greater than the sum of their parts, but they don't have player to attract people to the stand.
The point also is about, Gargi, for example, people are saying it's a dead rubber. It is actually not.
It's
Because
not, yeah.
depends on this who tops the group, who comes second.
Exactly.
So you will have your choice. I mean, you will want to play a particular team. Okay, you win, you play South Africa. You lose, you play Australia. Something like that. I mean, you
No,
will,
you win, you play Australia.
whatever it is. I mean,
Yeah.
whatever. I'm not mentioning the teams. That it will depend on what standing you finish
Exactly.
on, that you get to find an opponent. So it's not in that sense a dead rubber. And also it is about momentum. It is about winning. You continuously win. You go in with that confidence. You look a team which is unbeatable, and thereafter you go into a semi-final with all the confidence. So no international cricket at this point in time, even if it's a test match and you've lost the series, is a dead rubber because there's WTC points. No match in that sense. Yeah, Pakistan versus Bangladesh. When both of the teams have lost two matches each, that is a kind of dead rubber. But even
Yes.
that has bragging rights involved. So I don't think international cricket, and except Ben Duckett might say that this series is not important. And look at what happened. That England is ranked poor was evident in the Champions Trophy. He said this series is not important. We will play finals with India, whatever, something like that. They've lost all their games. Afghanistan lost. South Africa, they've been rogered. So all of their games they've lost in the Champions Trophy. So clearly the India series was an index how bad England was.
Yeah.
So no match in that sense is a dead rubber. Before I go to Sneha Gandhi,
Oh, absolutely. No match is dead rubber. Like we spoke about this. If India wins this match, they play against Australia. So uh, if you contextualize the entire tournament, you would want to win this tournament by facing the biggest team, by facing the team that has the most threat. And unfortunately, it is always Australia. No matter what side comes in, even if it's a depleted Australia, they're always going to pose a threat. And that is precisely what is happening in this Champions Trophy as well. But no match is a dead rubber. I know I've been seeing a lot of memes, by the way, a lot of videos and memes where people are like, I'm going to go and convince Rohit Sharma to lose this match so we can face South Africa instead of Australia in the semi-finals. And I'm like, okay.
Snehashish, do you think Australia or South Africa? I would actually play Australia. This
Exactly.
is a beatable Australia rather than South Africa, which looks more balanced to me. South African bowling with Rabada and people look more balanced to me. Yes, Australia has a very good batting lineup, but conditions in Dubai, India should be able to beat Australia if they play to potential. So I would much rather play Australia. Snehashish?
Yes, I also think. I think with the kind of bowling lineup now currently this Australian side has in this tournament, I think India would love to face them rather than inform South Africa, because South Africa has been ruthless. I will say. I know that in the try series they lost to Pakistan, but overall, considering the preparation and the way they played in the group stage, I think South Africa is will be more confident than an Australian team. So right now, I am also fancy that I will also fancy that India India should face Australia in the semi-final. But again, in a tournament like Champions Trophy, if you want to be the best team to win the tournament, you have to beat the best teams at any stage of the tournament. So I think India should doesn't think about that who will be their opponent. Just go there, play out their best cricket in today's match also, and let's see what happens. I think in a knockout game like semi-final or maybe final, when whichever the opponent is, you have to just go there, play your best cricket, and if you do that on that particular day, you will be victorious. So let's see. But I will personally, I will also think that considering the bowling lineup, I think Australia will be much better side for India compared to informed South Africa.
Shomik, same question. Australia or South Africa? Which team would you prefer?
As regards Australia being depleted, this is partially correct. See, the fact of the matter is that Australia's bowling is depleted, but their batting is not. They have the batting to win any game. Number one. But if you want to win a tournament like Champions Trophy, you cannot pick and choose. Whatever comes in front of you, you have to be ready for that. If you want to avoid Australia in the semi-final, then you have to face them in the final also, and you have to be prepared for that. So I don't think India will pick and choose, and that is not their mindset. But one thing, India are under big pressure in
Uh-oh.
I think Shomik's internet is slightly acting up, but the point is go screenshot. Hello, he's back there.
He's
Yeah,
yeah
back.
Shomik, internet acted
yeah.
up a bit.
So the thing is that India are under big pressure in this tournament. It is unlike the other teams. India cannot afford to fail, given the backstory of 3-0 whitewash, although in a different format. Backstory of 3-0 whitewash against New Zealand at home and the disaster down under. India cannot afford to fail. And the next assignment is the five-test series in England. So from that perspective, India has very little margin for error as far as it is unlike the other teams. Australia can afford to fail. New Zealand, if they are knocked out in the semifinals, nobody will care. Not a single reporter from New Zealand has turned up to cover this tournament, at least in Dubai. So England, they are happy playing golf. Pakistan is Pakistan. They are Pakistan. So stuff like that. India are under massive pressure in this tournament. This is India's
Shom,
tournament, in fact.
yeah. Snehashish, I'll also go to Shomik on this one because a lot of people in our comment section, and I've been looking at social media as well. A lot of people saying that this is, the worst ICC tournament. There's no excitement, there's no buzz, and we have seen that, kind of come into fruition because crowds are not showing up. Even in Pakistan, there wasn't that big of a hype, even though they were the host. Let aside the fact that they exited the tournament quite early. But Fitmonk is saying, had this Champions Trophy happened in Australia, England, or India, then surely we would have packed houses. Cricket is dying in Pakistan, and Dubai has always been the backup venue. Snehashish, what do you think?
I
I
think
don't.
I kind of agree with Fit.
Ashish, I don't. I just to add to this, I don't think it would have been even half full in India.
Really?
I mean, why would anybody watch a non-India game? We have seen in the World Cup, it would be half
Yeah.
empty. And more if you have IPL 15 days later, when I know I will have an India team winning every day, whether it's Delhi, Mumbai, Calcutta, Rajasthan, Hyderabad, who cares?
Also,
Some
tickets are expensive.
ticket, yeah. I mean, why should I go and watch a New Zealand versus South Africa game? What for? Ultimately, there is no nationalism, and that is a problem with sports
Yeah.
consumption. Except the India matches where people would still come and watch, and there will be demand. I don't think there would be demand for any other games. Ashish?
Yes, absolutely. I think if, as Fitmonk says, that if the tournament had happened in Australia, England, India, maybe more glamorous, maybe. But I completely agree with Seth that only in India games you will see the packed houses. I don't see in the other games fans are coming in huge numbers and watching the game, unless and until that is straightly affected with an India game or something, verdict of India or something. So I think it is an issue, especially with the 50-over format. I think it's been a long time now that the discussion are going on that whether this format will stay or not. I think it is an issue. I think all the boards or maybe ICC should come together and make a revamped decision to complete overall of this format. But it is an issue that is happening, and I think in this tournament it is very evident. Apart from the India games in Dubai. Yes, and also I will say that even in the India games, I don't remember that so many crowd in that India Bangladesh game. It was only crowd in the India Pakistan game. India Pakistan game there are also crowd. So and again today the numbers is quite low. Although I am expecting a lot of people in the evening because of the heat and all, and obviously Ramadan is also there. But overall the number is very low. So I think in the problem is with this format, and hopefully we will come up with a better solution in coming days.
Bharat is also back with us. Bharat, is it the format? Is it the time? Is it that Dubai is also now getting saturated as far as sport is concerned? You had tennis, you had cricket, you have too much of cricket. Now the talk is about Asia Cup also. Dubai getting too much of cricket. All these leagues, some of these leagues, the Dubai IL T20 just got done. So people have so many different options to go and watch. Is that also an issue why we are having less crowds, Bharat Ramraj?
Yeah, it's maybe a combination of things. First of all, the format one day cricket is not at its best in terms of its health. I was watching this India Pakistan game from the stadium. Some of the kids were not even watching the match; they were going inside, reading books, playing games by themselves. So one day cricket also is not at its. We should not, let us be honest about it. One day cricket is not at its best in terms of its health as well. And yes, there are a lot of sports going on in Dubai as well. So if you play T20 cricket, in T20 cricket, you'll get all the action within 3.5 hours, and then 50 over cricket takes its own time, seven and a half hours, 8 hours. So people are not so interested these days. Yeah, the crowd is there, but compared to some other matches, even India Pakistan match today, it is a lot less. I would say so. The numbers are a lot less. Hopefully, it will build up. Heat also is playing a part here. It's very humid, quite humid in the morning and afternoon, and afterwards, somewhere in the evening, it tends to get cold. That is when more people tend to come in droves. So it's a
Gargi,
drop
what
down
Bharat
and
just said that you know, kids were not watching the game. I mean, India versus Pakistan. What were they doing? Quiz question.
Throwing mud at
Exactly. Bang on. Bharat,
Uh,
kids were not watching because they were throwing mud at you.
I knew this
They,
was coming.
they were
I
reading
knew this
books.
joke.
They were doing all kinds of things. That was at the start of the match, but yeah, they were reading
why
books. They were
you are
playing by
watching the
themselves.
game? Why should they watch the match? When you are there, they were enjoying with you. Come on, Bharat. You are ignoring the kids. They were having a lot of fun when you were there. Anyway, like what is the
But
question? Shubhan
Shubhan,
Goel.
sorry, I'm not wearing my glasses. 2023 ODI World Cup had such a charm, but this Champions Trophy hasn't instilled that level of enthusiasm in me, even after being a huge cricket fan. But I guess the quality of cricket will improve from today.
That's a good question, Shobik. So
Yes,
basically, he's saying that the
quality of cricket.
the tournament starts today. I have said this in multiple broadcasts,
Yes.
but it's right. And by the way, the two of us, I am almost fully visually impaired, and Gargi is half. So, and none of us can see anything without our
Which is
glasses.
why we're always so close
So
to
we are
the
like
screen.
looking at it like this. Anyway, Shobik, over to you for this question.
No, see, we cannot compare the 2023 World Cup that was hosted by India and this Champions Trophy. That 2023 World Cup happened at the spiritual home of the game. India being the spiritual home of the game, the atmosphere was electric.
Uh, sh- will Shomik be back or not? Another question.
Bharat
Yeah,
को पूछो
of
जी.
No,
course,
no.
from a
Oh, he's back.
no, of course, from a see. Once again, I'm saying this that from a Canisius point of view, from a genuine cricket lover's point of view, this is why the tournament
Ask Bharat.
Bharat, why don't you take this question?
Can you just repeat because in this particular phone that
Yeah, am I audible?
the question is
Am I audible?
the question is
Shobik,
getting
your internet is coming and going. We'll come to you. We'll come to it a bit. So, Bharat, question basically in one sentence is the tournament, the standard of cricket going to improve from today? And is the tournament really starting from today? So far, this guy, despite being a great cricket fan, huge cricket fan, did not have interest because of the standard of cricket. That was the question. Yes, Bharat.
Yeah, I guess today is the big match compared to some other games in this particular group. With great respect to Pakistan and Bangladesh, they're not exactly at that level currently in ODI cricket. So maybe from India's perspective, today the tournament will start because New Zealand obviously is a much better side than those two. Yeah, see, 2023 World Cup is completely different, as it has already been noted that it was played in India, and when it's played in India, cricket in India is basically very huge, and you can't compare a tournament played in India to somewhere in Dubai, which is basically a neutral venue. Yes, even if you consider the fact that a lot of Bangladeshi fans, a lot of Pakistani fans are here, but it's still a kind of neutral venue, so you can't compare it to the 2023 World Cup. So hopefully today it will be a good match, and it will kind of boost this particular format and this tournament as well.
All right.
Okay, the poll. The poll is how many of you, Shomik, you also have a stab at this, and Snehashish and Gargi. How many of you agree that Bharat Ramraj can pass off as our Travis Head with a cap? That is the
I
poll.
do. I do.
Bharat with this looks, all he needs is a cap to be our Travis Head. Gargi, your first answer.
Put him in a yellow jersey, Australia jersey. Uncanny resemblance.
Shomik,
Yeah,
I
I'm a
will not.
left-hander as well, so
I
I'm a left-hander as well.
so you want to go
I
for
agree.
Bharat yourself? Okay, go for it.
He's
I'm a
saying I
left-hander as
agree.
well.
Bharat, you agree?
Left-hander
Yeah,
as
I
well.
kind of maybe I'm a left-hander as well, so I'm fine with it. if someone
Lovely.
compares me to Travis Head.
Amit, you agree? Bharat,
Yeah,
as
yeah, I
Travis said.
agree. Yes, yes. Travis said minus the willow.
Okay, so basically, when there is a movie on the 2023 World Cup made in Kannada or in any other Indian language, we know who has to play the character of Travis Head. We absolutely know. I will recommend Bharat Ramraj to multiple directors based on this. Who's this? Shoham Chatterjee, 100 or 1000%. Look at this answer. 1000% aura. Bharat Ramraj clinched. And now with the Captain Pandya was there immediately. Bharat, I love this. Well done, man. What nonsense. Come on. Veerappan only Bharat is miles away. Travis said, okay, what? He's from short Aussie guy. Basically, that is the question. Chalo,
Yeah,
Gargi,
yeah.
over to you again.
No, all you also need to save us from Bharat as well. He's no less. But yeah. Okay, now talking about the team combinations, Nehashish and Bharat, we haven't got your thoughts on this. I spoke to Shomik about this, about whether or not you think Mohammad Shami will be rested and whether or not Varun Chakravarty will find a place in the team. Bharat, over to you first. Looking at the conditions, do you think Varun Chakravarty can be a clutch player in this match?
Yeah, see, first of all, this is a kind of match where India can experiment. So India can definitely look at Varun Chakravarty as an option. Obviously, that means maybe India have to take out one of the seamers. So Hardik Pandya has to play the dual role of being the one of the new ball bowlers, I guess, if they are going for Varun Chakravarty instead of Mohammad Shami or resting him or on those lines. So, but India can try Varun Chakravarty, just see what he has when it comes to the one-day format in this particular match. That's what I would definitely say, because if he's someone who has that bit of mystery, Varun Chakravarty also gets that little bit of bounce. And if he goes well against a team like New Zealand or good players of spin, then definitely he could come into the equation for the semi-final. So if India have to experiment someone like Varun Chakravarty or anyone else, then I guess this is the match.
Bharat, take this one also. Boryada, there is a news. KL Rahul could open. KL opening with Rishabh, Varun playing. No, this can't happen that KL and Rishabh open. But is there a possibility still that you think Rohit Sharma might just kind of take rest and can somebody like a Rishabh open? Bharat Ramraj, same question for Shomik. Shomik had already said yesterday, no, he reckons Rohit Sharma will play. Rohit Juglan was saying that there might be an option that Rohit Sharma might rest up. Where do you stand on this, Bharat Ramraj?
See, Rohit Sharma, whatever I saw in the nets, he batted nicely. So that means it's not a major injury because his back foot was activating very quickly and his front foot was moving towards the pitch of the ball. That's a clear indicator that it is not a major injury, just a minor nickel it is. But he was taking a precautionary measure in terms of running between the wickets or in terms of direct hits. He was not, he was not doing all that practice. So he was only batting, so he can play this match. There is definitely a possibility that he would go on to play this match and not rest himself. But if he doesn't, then I think it's better to go for someone like Rishabh Pant at the top of the order, because I think he's good when the fields are kind of attacking, and he goes on to play shots, because he's very much an attacking batter in the maybe he's like somewhat similar to Harry Brook. Both of them like to play a lot of shots, and that tells you that he's suited to batting at the top of the order. So if in case Rohit Sharma doesn't play, then maybe have Rishabh Pant somewhere at the top and see how he goes. But I think he will play. My guess is, because it seems like a very minor nickel.
Shomik, your thoughts about the team, because I am conscious of the fact that in 10 minutes you have to leave for Bangla and thereafter you need to go in also. So, Shomik, last 10 minutes with you on the English show. Your final thoughts on the team. You've said two changes. I'm conscious of that you've said two changes, but are you holding on to that two changes or can there be more? Shomik.
I'm a bit stuck a bit in what I mean as the toss time approaches. I'm a bit stuck a bit in whether it will be a one change or two changes. I expect the team to rest Shami and maybe in place of Ravindra Jadeja, Varun Chakravarty or Washington Sundar coming in. That is purely from the fact that New Zealand New Zealand batting lineup has four frontline left-handers, and Varun and or Washington will take the ball away from them. That is horses for courses. But there is a catch. I mean, I know the turnaround time is very little between this game and the semi-final, just a one-day gap. But once again, you will be a bit skeptical or to upset the rhythm team composition, because in the semi-final once again you will be you will return to your uh, you will return to your core team that will have Jadeja, Kuldeep, and Akshar. So from and Shami. So maybe there is an option that was spoken by Rant and Rashkata, that in-game management might happen. Like Shami is playing, but Shami is not bowling his full quota of overs. Maybe Virat Kohli, for example, is chipping in with 2 or 3 overs to allow Shami, or other bowlers a bit of breathing space. So that is also an option for the India team. And
Guys,
just
you
one
know,
thing on
yeah.
on the
Shamik,
one
go on, go
one
on.
thing on the sideline one thing on the sidelines, it is not related to cricket. One of the best things about Dubai that I like, that police cars here are mostly Aston Martin, something that Scotland Yard will envy.
That can only happen in Dubai. Aston Martin for police cars. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant.
Like in F1, you have Aston Martin and AMGs for the safety cars, and you're just like, my goodness. And I believe there are taxis as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Aston
Yeah, yeah. Of
Martins
course.
and
Yeah, yeah. In Dubai, you will get
Rolls,
all of them. Even the
rich
well,
man's world.
all kinds of.
All kind,
So
but yeah, mostly.
you will have. I mean, all they need to go to Emirates Hill. All they need to go to is look at the houses in Emirates Hill, and you will know what money is all about. But coming back to the man who's making his 300 and the big man, is that your call? Okay,
Yes.
go for it. Bharat, Snehashish, why don't you start? You start. The big man plays his 300th today. Incredible career, incredible everything. Pied Piper of Indian ODI cricket. I'm a little surprised. People should come to watch him. Ranji Trophy was full. Why can't the Dubai International Stadium be full for that one man? I mean, Virat Kohli 300 is a special occasion. Forget everything and come to the ground. Celebrate Virat Kohli, for God's sake. You don't know how many days he will play, how many months he will play. Every match, go celebrate. Come on. Snehashish, where do you stand on this?
Yes, absolutely, and especially after the way he scored that 100 in the last match against Pakistan, it was a beautiful 100, and obviously another big milestone for him. And over the years, the way he has batted, especially I think in the ODI cricket, he has been superb. Maintaining that consistency, maintaining 50, 54 plus averages over the years again and again. It is not that easy. When we talk about it, it seems like easy, but it is not. Otherwise, many would have had done this, but excellent achievement, and it was good to see that he got those runs, important runs in a important match like Pakistan. I think that it will give him the much needed boost ahead of this particular match, and I think against New Zealand, I think it will be a great challenge for him again. I think the bowling lineup that New Zealand had, they can pose a challenge for Virat Kohli, and it is good that before the knockout, the semi-final, even eventually maybe for the final, I think it is good that India is playing against New Zealand, and that type of quality bowling lineup. And I think for battle like not only Virat Kohli, I think for if Rohit Sharma plays, for Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, for them to play against a quality bowling lineup for New Zealand, I think will help. And obviously, I think people should come to watch Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, because we don't know how many years we can see them wearing that blue jersey and fighting for the country, but let's see. I will still say that I am hoping more crowd in the evening, but let's see, hopefully more crowd will come to see Virat Kohli and others.
Same question for Shomik, but before that, Vikrant is like Tom Cruise in Pakistan. What a following, says Fitman. Glad, I'm very pleased. Vikrant will love it. He has always played to the gallery and loves his fandom, but very pleased for him. He's worked with me for years. He's worked hard to build his fan following. Glad, and he has always kind of had this thing about the way he presents, and he deserves it. I always say that in our profession, you need to back each other. Yesterday, Shomik asked me about Vimal Kumar's book. Shomik said, should we do a piece about Vimal Kumar's book launch? And I said, 100%. Do it, because it's our own fraternity. And today, Vimal wrote to me in the morning thanking me for that, and a long message about the Trailblazers conclave, saying never has a sports conclave of this standard happened in India. I said, you're welcome to come anytime. That is the point. Whether it is Vikrant, whether it is Vimal, whether it is X, whether it is Y, this fraternity needs to stay together. It is a small fraternity, about what, 500 people, and there are 500 divisions. We are our own problem. We keep fighting between ourselves, and that is where we go wrong. So when a political visit happens, a Narendra Modi's visit, there is no problem in budget. People do travel. So when it comes to a sports competition, why is there a problem in budget? Why is it that only the editor will have to go? Why is it that oftentimes we will say, no, 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 you can't travel? That is because we are disunited. We cannot make this cause that you have to take this profession seriously. So I'm putting this on record. I'm mighty pleased about Vikrant and the way he was received in Pakistan. I'm mighty pleased about Vimal Kumar and the fact that he has launched his book. I'm mighty pleased that Bharat Ramraj is enjoying in Dubai, as is Shomik Chakravarty. I'm mighty pleased for everybody who is getting to travel and cover and enjoy themselves and do what they want. And the job for all of us folks is to make sure that this goes more and more and more and more. Only then will the profession increase. Shomik, coming to you, Virat Kohli, your thoughts.
Absolutely. I mean, what more to say? 300 ODIs, massive achievement, massive achievement, and the way
Gopi Singh, Vikrant is a Pakistani agent, should be banned by BCCI. You're an idiot or what? I mean, do not come to my show and say stuff like this about a fellow colleague, anyone, senior, junior, or anyone. You do this, it will take me 1 second to throw you out and block you. Trust me. Do not come and disrespect a fellow journalist who is doing his hardest bit to do what he is doing and make his profession. Okay? So this is a warning. Take it as that. You abuse Vikrant, you abuse anybody, it will take us 1 second to throw you out. And I don't care for numbers. By now you know it. Yes, Shomik.
Absolutely. There is nothing more to say about Virat Kohli. And our build-up has been excellent for his 300th ODI. The piece you wrote, the eight AMPs, and it gives such a first-hand account of Sachin Tendulkar, Virat Kohli, that personal touch. It was excellent. In fact, before coming to live, I was having a chat with Harsha, and I mean, he was full of praise. He was having a big praise for your article that you wrote on board the flight from Sydney to Singapore. So I mean, this, see, in our profession we have this. In our profession we have this. This is the thing. It's not about India winning or India not winning. Eventually it's a game of cricket, but one team will win, another team will lose. But these are the memories we carry from a tour, from our assignments. So this is something we treasure. This is something. Coming back to Virat Kohli, it would be absolutely fitting if he scores 100 in this game, and that will set the stands on fire. Whether there would be enough material to burn in the stands, I don't know. Whether there would be enough people in the stands, but I hope in the evening, if India bats second, I hope there would be, as we speak, crowd has started to build. Some fans are coming with tricolors wrapped around them. So hopefully, as the game meanders along, there would be more crowd, and whoever will be here at the stands, they will be witnessing history. They can go eventually and tell their grandkids that I was there when Virat Kohli played his 300th ODI.
I totally agree, Shomik. And by the way, tell Harsha that I said thank you, because he's a sweetie. I mean, he came up. I was sleeping on the flight when he came and woke me up. He said, "Arey, I can't sleep." I said, "Kya hua?" He said, I can't sleep on flights, and started chatting. And then we kept talking about Rev Sports and the growth and about his career. And he said he's winding down and all of that stuff. And I've always had great fondness for Harsha, and he has had the same for me. Even during the controversy, he used to write to me stuff like, just stay strong because you are good for sport and this too shall pass. So Harsha and I have always had this very, very close bonding. So wish him the very best for me. Bharat Ramraj, Virat Kohli. 300th match. I will be surprised if people don't turn up to watch just Virat Kohli. Yes, Shomik, I think you have to go. So feel free. Yes, Shomik, you're putting your hand up. Bolo.
No, no. Shall I take your leave because I have
Yeah,
to
yeah,
join
please.
Bangla
Yeah,
Live?
yeah, you have to do Bangla. Yeah, go for it. Go for it. Thank you very much, Shomik, for joining us. Appreciate you joining me. Okay, Bharat, over to you. Virat Kohli.
Yeah, obviously, we expect a lot more fans with Virat Kohli around because even for a Ranji Trophy game, you saw so many fans, maybe 20,000 fans turn up. But again, it's a kind of neutral venue. That could be a reason why there are less fans. But it's a great achievement. See, Virat Kohli, the first one-day match, I remember he came in for, I guess, Virender Sehwag was who had an ankle problem or something on those lines. The first ball was a tentative forward prod. Second delivery was beaten. At that time, no one would have expected Virat Kohli to go and score some 14,000 runs, 51 ODI hundreds, and all these records. So it's a testament to his work ethic, his hard work to improve by percentages, to improve by fractions, day in and day out, looking for continuous improvement. As we saw, even after failing in that particular first game against Bangladesh, he went back to his training workshop 90 minutes or 2 hours before everyone else, all his teammates came. He was there in the practice session, looking to iron out his problems against spin. So that tells something about his passion for the game and his unremitting discipline to look for improvement. So hopefully, he will keep scoring runs, maybe 60 ODI hundreds or on those lines, and the 8 900s. If he gets, that would be great. And yes, actually expected a few more fans here, but that is not the case. Hopefully, Virat Kohli fans will come in droves as the day progresses, when the weather drops down or the temperature drops down a little bit.
Yeah, I mean the same point basically. Snehashish, Virat Kohli will be the attraction, and if India bats second, it might just be that the crowd turns up. The crowd turns up in big numbers.
Yes, yes, absolutely, and I think it depends on the toss. I think if India bats second, I think more crowd will come while India will chase. And obviously, we all know that when India chase, all the eyes will be on Virat Kohli because the chase master we have seen, and he just did it against Pakistan also. So I think it depends on the toss also that whether more crowd will come in the second half or maybe in the first half after saying okay India is batting so let's go enjoy the batting of India, forget the heat as of now. But I think depends on the toss. But obviously for Virat Kohli there should be more crowd. He has been the player to watch out for so many years, and he has been carrying the country. Hopefully, as Bharat said, that he completes, he reaches the 60 100 mark, and we all wanted to score. We all wanted him to reach that 100 mark, but I think as of now it is tough for him. But let's see. Hopefully, how many times we don't know. How long he will play, but whatever how many games he will play, but we will be there to support him, and obviously, hopefully, he will do more great things for Team India.
Bharat, I want to ask you two questions about KL Rahul. One is, I know there are conflicting reports about Rohit Sharma whether or not he will play. But suppose hypothetically, if he doesn't play in today's game, does a Rishabh Pant open, or do you think KL Rahul steps up? And the other question I want to ask is, in that press conference leading up to the match, he quite clearly said that I'm not a part of the leadership group, so I don't know what decisions are being made. But looking at KL Rahul, he's been a pivotal part of Team India, and the fact that he said that he wasn't a part of the leadership group, what does that tell you? Please, your thoughts on that.
Yeah, see, I guess if Rohit Sharma doesn't play, then it would be better for someone like Rishabh Pant only to open the batting because he's someone who likes to play shots, a lot of shots. He's not someone who's good at rotation of strike. So if you're going to pick someone like Rishabh Pant, I guess in one day cricket he has to bat in the top order because just like Harry Brook, I don't think he knows how to rotate the strike much. So in that context, I guess they will pick him at the top of the order. Though KL Rahul is someone who can bat at different positions. That is something I understand. But I think the problem with KL Rahul is not playing in all formats. He's not a guaranteed starter in all formats. That could be a reason why he's not a part of leadership group anymore. Though he's captained India in the past. But if you notice, he's not a part of the T20 setup in the test lineup. Yes, currently is a sure starter, but again, he was dropped just some months ago from the test setup as well. So I think that is one of the reasons why he's no more a part of the leadership group because it's not a guaranteed starter in all formats.
Almost time. Almost, what is it? 56.
4 minutes.
4 minutes to go for toss. 4 minutes to go for toss. We will get the team thoda close aate
That's
hain
because
yeah.
this is playing, no?
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Snehashish, win toss. Again, one of those days, no due. So win toss, bowl first. Win toss, bat first. What do you want to do? Because the other thing is, do you want to just get used to it? You've chased against Pakistan. You were good. You've chased against Bangladesh. You were good. So do you want to just bat first? Just to give yourself that bat first experience ahead of the semi-final? Can that be a call that India might just want to take? Or do you think, no, if I will be comfortable doing the chase because I've done it twice, will this kind of doing everything ahead of the semi-final, I want to be in the zone, can that influence India's calls? Ashish?
I think India should. I think if India win the toss, I think India should go to bat first. Obviously, one of the reasons that you mentioned that obviously before playing the knockout, when you know that you have already qualified, and it's okay if it just depends whether you finish on top or not, like in first place or second place. Only that things matters in this match. So I think in that case, India should go to bat first, and obviously you can that experience that okay you are in that zone or not. While you're batting first, you can have that game right now that to put enough score on the board to give that cushion to your bowlers to defend that. So that will be a good experience. But overall, I think if you see the last two matches happened in Dubai, I think the ball spinned a lot in the second innings. So I think if you consider, with great respect to Bangladesh and Pakistan, I think the bowling lineup, especially the spinners they had, I think somehow India managed to, did well in while it comes to chasing in the past two matches. But I think if you consider the spinners that in New Zealand having, I think it can be difficult for India when it comes to chase in today's match. So I think from both the from for on both conditions, I think India would like to give a try to the batting first, and I think they should bat first. And hopefully, personally, I want Asdeep Singh and Varun Chakravarty in the team. I want Mohammad Shami and Kuldeep to take a rest in this match.
Okay, so there was apparently a Rohit Sharma fitness test, is what our reporters tell me from inside the ground. There was a fitness test for Rohit Sharma, Bharat Ramraj. If he passes the fitness test, he might just be there. Mohammad Shami apparently could just play. We don't know these things, but from inside the ground, this is what we are getting. Bharat is outside. Shomik is in the Bangla show. Two of our other colleagues are sending these reports to us from inside. We will keep you updated. It's almost toss time. We have to see what happens. But Bharat Ramraj, even if there is one iota of doubt, would you risk Rohit Sharma or would you risk Mohammad Shami? The semi-final is just one day away.
See, with Rohit Sharma, I go back to the same point that he only batted in the nets. He looked good in the nets as a batter.
Rohit Sharma is indeed coming for the toss, is what we are getting, Bharat. So it should be Rohit Sharma.
Can you come again? Rohit Sharma has been picked.
Rohit Sharma is coming out for the toss. He's coming out for the toss.
Then it's absolutely fine. But I go back to the same point that Rohit Sharma in the nets, he just batted, but he didn't do any running between the wickets, or he didn't throw down at the stumps, or he didn't do any warm up. So that could be a precautionary measure. But it is good that he passed the fitness test. I think it comes down to the fact that players don't want to miss games. At least at this stage of his career, perhaps Rohit Sharma doesn't want to miss any games for his country because there are still maybe a couple of question marks over his batting somewhere. So he wants to score runs. If he's scoring runs, then obviously his confidence will be up. So I don't think he just wants to play miss a game. If he was not the captain, maybe the team management would have rested him. But just from a player's perspective, I guess he wants to play every single game. In my humble opinion, because he was only batting, not doing anything else in that practice session, you could have taken a rest. He's fine. He has passed the fitness test and is going to play the match.
It should be toss time. We should be getting the results soon. I'm just, violently refreshing my websites or Google to check what's going on at the toss. It's 2:01 p.m. So we should find out soon enough. But Snehashish, like you said, bat first. Bharat, what are your thoughts? Should India bat first or bowl first at this point?
So it's very difficult to gauge the dew here because see, when will dew come? A dew will be a factor if the temperature drops down by quite a bit. But today it's not very humid, so I don't know by how much the temperature will drop in the night session or during the night time. So during the second game, I guess there is a little more dew because you could see the sheen on the wicket. Based on the sheen on the wicket, it felt like there is a little more dew. But today, I'm not very sure the dew will be a factor. This is the kind of toss that you would, I guess, rather lose than winning the toss because you can't really predict the dew factor whether by how much the temperature will drop down today.
All right. Freaking awesome is saying Virat Kohli requires 51 runs to become the highest run scorer for India in Champions Trophy. For now, Ganguly and Dhawan are ahead of him. Uh, yeah, and he also will become only the seventh cricketer to play 300 ODI. So that's quite a feat for him as well. Plus 14,000 runs. He just recently crossed 14,000 runs. So that's no small feat. Anyone who's played the sports knows that even 50 runs are so difficult to make. So the fact that Virat Kohli has 14,000, I can't even imagine what kind of the amount of hard work and dedication that has gone into it. Fit Monk, packed houses are rare to see nowadays, even on India versus Pakistan games. But this Champions Trophy, the overall charm and vibe of a global tournament is missing. Well, you have two different venues, so that's what will happen. Okay, we have the toss update. It is New Zealand who has won the toss and they have opted to bowl first. So Snehashish, what you said and what I was thinking as well, that India should bat first, has come true.
I'm actually not too disappointed with this because I think India will have the opportunity of doing all of the things ahead of the semi-final. So they know they've batted twice second. They will bat once first, so they will know that. We all know that ahead of the semi-final, whether it is Australia, South Africa, frankly, this is a mathematical thing. You should be confident of beating both, but you will know batting first what you have to do, what's your approach, how do you go about it, and all of that. So I'm not too disappointed with it. I need to see how India goes about it. Will India chase a 300 kind of score and then fall, or by now they know they've played two games on this track? What is a good score? Is it 270, 280? What is it? How will India calibrate their innings? Because that's something that we will have to see. Pakistan, they started very slow and thereafter they could not make up against India. So what happened was Pakistan fell short at 240. Bangladesh once again did not start too well. As a result, it was 228. In this match, India will have to set the pace. What is an ideal total? What is a good total? All of these things will have to be worked out. But you can ask Bharat and Snehashish also.
I think anything upwards of 250 should be a good total, should be a defendable total. But if you want to be safe, you always want to go ahead. You always want to have the extra 10, 15 runs.
So here's the New Zealand playing 11.
Okay.
Will Young, Rachin Ravindra, Kane Williamson, Daryl Mitchell, Tom Latham, Glenn Phillips, Michael Bracewell, Mitchell Santner, Matt Henry, Kyle Jamieson, and William O'Rourke. So it's one, Matt Henry, two, Kyle Jamieson, and three, William O'Rourke. Three fast bowlers along with Rachin Ravindra spin option, Glenn Phillips spin option, Mitchell Santner spin option, Michael Bracewell spin option. So there are many bowling options there. India has lost their 13th consecutive toss.
Also,
in ODIs.
When we talk about the India playing 11, Harshit Rana has been rested as confirmed by Rohit Sharma. And he also said that we were going to bat first anyway. So good toss to lose for Rohit Sharma. And this is a funny fact that India have lost.
So there's only one change. Only one change. Harshit Rana misses out. out, and Varun Chakravarty comes in. So Hardik Pandya all set to open the bowling with Mohammad Shami. That is the one change as far as India is concerned. So India playing 4 spinners at this point. So clearly Varun Chakravarty, Kuldeep Yadav, Ravindra Jadeja and Aksar Patel. Bharat Ramraj, react to that team.
Yeah, India have obviously want to experiment a little bit with Varun Chakravarty as well. So I think it's a good move just to see how he goes against the New Zealand lineup full of left-handers. So from that perspective as well, it's good that India are experimenting with him, and Hardik Pandya is someone who's a good swing bowler up front. So I think he can don the role or take over the mantle of bowling with a new ball, because he's someone who swings the new ball nicely into the right-handed batter. So I think India won't miss much if they don't pick an extra seamer.
What
Team.
reaction to the playing 11?
Yes.
I think that this is exactly what I was going for as well. I think we have been talking for the past 6 days about what possible changes we could have in the team. And one change that we were not expecting but wanted to happen was Varun Chakravarty coming into the team, because, the conditions I think are perfectly suited for him. And also the fact that you have an in-form, red-hot form Varun Chakravarty. So why not utilize that? And that is precisely what the Indian management has done, Rohit Sharma has done. I think it's going to be a good match to watch. I'm excited.
Snehashish, last few minutes, your comments before I take closing comments in the next 3-4 minutes from all three of you.
Yes. I also wanted, as I mentioned earlier, that Varun Chakravarty should be in the playing 11, and he is in. But I expected Arshdeep Singh to get a game time. I think it would be better that Arshdeep Singh should have come in place of Harshit Rana, and maybe Varun Chakravarty in place of Kuldeep Yadav, because or maybe not for Harshit Rana, I was expecting for Mohammad Shami, because Mohammad Shami failed something discomfort in the last game against Pakistan, and he's coming back after a long injury layup. So I think 1 day gap only before the semi-final. So I think things could have, I think based on the workload management, India could have done, give some race to, Mohammad Shami. And obviously Kuldeep Yadav also, he is also coming after a long injury gap. So that is why I thought that these two players come in place of those players, but it's okay. India have gone with the same playing, apart from that, Harshit Rana. But Varun Chakravarty is a huge opportunity. I think before, after the squad announcement of this tournament of India's, the main talking points are that there are so many spinners, like 4 5 spinners. So now India has come up with 4 spinners in the playing 11. So I think today India can come up with a good answer for everyone, that why they have taken all those spinners, in this tournament. So let's see how they do. But I think in the second innings, as we saw in the last 2 matches, I think the ball will spin or grip more. So all these spinners might be more than handy for Rohit Sharma.
Bharat, 13 tosses you've lost in a row. Well done, yeah, Rohit Sharma.
Consistent.
Yeah, but again, one has to consider you can't predict the dew factor here. So I guess as I noted, you'd rather lose the toss in these conditions, because you simply can't predict what would be the dew factor. So if you want to lose the toss, then I think these are the conditions you would rather go on to lose the toss.
Predictions.
बोलो.
I'm not.
शुरू हो जाओ.
मैं तो सबसे पूछती हूँ, मैं देती नहीं हूँ कभी.
Okay, so Bharat, you start with your predictions.
No, I will also give it.
See, more than prediction, what I would say is, in a long tournament, I guess you would lose one game somewhere. So if India had to lose one game somewhere, perhaps this is the one. I've seen it in a lot of tournaments that if you win 7 8 matches, suddenly you will lose it somewhere in a semi-final or final, and your tournament obviously will get over. So from that perspective, maybe it's better if India going to lose this game, because yeah, it's not an inconsequential game. I understand that, but compared to all some other matches, the significance is a lot less.
I totally endorse what Bharat said, and I want an India-Australia semi-final. I don't mind India losing. Frankly, I don't mind India winning either. But if you have to lose a match, it's today. Get Australia in the semi-final, beat them, and then take on New Zealand or South Africa, whoever you get, and win the trophy.
Get the loss out of the way.
Get it out of the way. Get it out of the way. So all this law of average and whatever you want to call it is out of the way, as Bharat said. So that's my point. What about Snehashish? Gargi can close.
I absolutely agree with Bharat. I think if you want to lose a game in this tournament, lose today. And everything is happening exactly same like what happened in 2023 World Cup. India winning every game. Afghanistan have defeated England. The four semi-finalists are same also. So I think the pattern needs to be broken for India's success. So let's break it today. If India lose today, doesn't matter. India can win the next two matches and leave the trophy. So let's see, but I think India will score around 265 to 275. Let's see.
My prediction for today, India will bat. Is obviously
वो तो है ही
batting.
क्या है गार्गी
India will.
प्रेडिक्शन क्या कर रहे हो भाई तुम
I meant to say India will score. India will
so
score 260.
Gargi's prediction is India will bat and that is after the toss. Bharat, Gargi's prediction is India is batting. What prediction? So Gargism at its best. Gargi और बोलो playing 11 भी बता दो तुम्हारा prediction.
I will not be able to speak. I meant to say India will score 262 runs.
262.
Yeah.
Baap re. She's gone to 262 exact numbers. There she
Yeah.
says 260 to 275. Gargi says, so who's winning?
New Zealand.
Okay, so New Zealand.
Yeah.
Sneha, I mean,
I
Bharat
want
and
New Zealand to win.
Okay, you want New Zealand to
Yeah.
win. So Bharat and I are on the same page. If you've got to get it out of the way, it's today. Let's see. This is one game where you can just enjoy without any real thing that what happens if India loses or wins. So no pressure, but you want Virat Kohli batting first, 300 game. Virat Kohli is to stand up once more. Coming at the back of 100. He's got the runs now. He's got the confidence, hopefully, to turn up and do it again. Rohit Sharma, how does he start against quality pace of Matt Henry? Plenty of questions there. Can Shubman Gill continue? Can India's four spinners step up? If there is no due, they can. So we've got to wait and see what transpires. Join us around mid-innings with Shomik Chakravarty coming out and joining us as well. For the moment, 15 minutes for the game to go. Thank you very much, everybody, for waiting, for watching. And as you know, Gargi has given you her prediction that India is batting.